Anthropic just shipped Claude into Slack, and every founder is staring at the wrong thing. The mention isn't the news. If you're a solopreneur or a small team running on Telegram, WhatsApp, or email, you looked at that launch and thought it wasn't for you. It is. Because Anthropic didn't launch a Slack app. They locked in a UI grammar, mention, inherit thread context, use tools, reply async. That pattern runs anywhere. Most creators will copy the surface. I'll show you the actual pattern and why waiting for the Slack version costs you $2,000 a year. I'm Lazar. I ship these agents for clients weekly. Here's the part nobody's naming. So let's decode what Anthropic actually shipped last week. On the surface, it looks like a Slack integration. You type Claude in a channel. It reads the thread. It does something. It replies. Cool demo. 71 million people watched a version of that video. But if you're a builder, look one layer down. Anthropic didn't ship a feature. They ratified a UI grammar for AI agents, and it has 4 parts. Part 1. The agent gets summoned by a mention inside a conversation the human is already having. Part 2. It inherits the full thread as context. No reprompting. No copy-paste. Part 3. It uses all connected tools, calendar, docs, CRM, whatever's wired in. Part 4. It replies back in the same thread, sometimes minutes later, sometimes hours later, and the human just sees the answer land where they were already looking. That loop, mention, context, tools, async reply, is the entire product. The Slack part is packaging. Now here's why that matters if you run a small business. That exact 4-part loop maps one-to-one onto Telegram, onto WhatsApp, onto a shared email thread, onto Discord, onto a support inbox. The surface is interchangeable. The pattern is the product. And this is where the pricing gets interesting. Slack team plan runs about $875 per user per month. The Claude add-on in beta lands around $30 per user per month on top of that. 5-person team, you're looking at roughly $2,300 a year just for the surface where the agent lives. Now compare that to running the same loop on Telegram. Telegram bot, free. Claude API, pay-per-call. Most small operators run under $8 a month at real usage. Same 4-part loop. Same async reply in-thread behavior. Fraction of the cost, and it sits inside the app your customers and your team already open 40 times a day. I'll give you a concrete shape of what this looks like in production. Picture a small agency lead. They get a client message in a Telegram group. They type @bot, summarize this thread, and draft a reply based on our last invoice with this client. The agent reads the last 200 messages in that thread, pulls the invoice from the accounting system, drafts a reply, posts it back into the same thread 12 seconds later. The operator taps approve. Done. That's the loop. No dashboard. No new tab. No context switch. That's what Anthropic just validated as the standard, and it's been buildable on Telegram and WhatsApp for over a year. Which brings me to the one thing you should actually do this week if you're a founder or an operator. Stop waiting for the Slack version of your workflow. Stop waiting for the WhatsApp business version. Pick the messaging surface your team already lives in, the one you check without thinking, and build one thread-native agent for one specific job. Lead triage. Invoice questions. Meeting prep. Just one. Wire it to 2 or 3 tools you already use. Give it thread context. Let it reply async. That's the whole pattern. Here's my hot take. Everyone in the next 90 days is going to copy the Claude in Slack demo and try to sell it as an agent template. That's the distraction. signal is that reply in thread just became the default agent interface for the next 5 years. And Slack is the worst surface to build it on if you're not a 300-person org. Small teams don't have a Slack problem. They have an inbox problem, a Podlab problem, a Telegram problem. Build there. The pattern is free. The surface tax is optional. If you want this reply in thread agent built on the surface your team actually uses, Telegram, WhatsApp, email, whatever, that's what we ship at BizflowAI.io. Go see real examples of the agents we've deployed for clients. While you're here, hit subscribe and ring the bell so the next breakdown finds you before your competitors copy it. And if you've got one workflow you want turned into a thread-native agent, book a free 30-minute discovery call at bizflowai.io. We'll map the loop live.